Live on YouTube, welcome to the Chromaniacs post-game show. The MLS season is off and running, and San Diego FC is on the front foot after a 5-0 demolition of CF Montreal. What do you know? CF turns out to be the grades for the visitors. C in the first half, F in the second half. For SDFC, it's A's across the board and an apple on the teacher's desk, as San Diego FC, based on goal differential and the 5-0 win, is on top of the table in MLS after match day 1. I'm Craig Elston, joined by Tony Sanchez live at Snapdragon Stadium. Alex Pena live at his house after coming back from Snapdragon Stadium, and a crowd of dozens already gathering on our live platform here on YouTube. Tony, what a night for SDFC.
They could not have drawn it better. They could not have dreamed it better. Well, they had every right to do so. 5-0 and a bunch of new goal scorers in 2026 for San Diego FC, along with two very important debuts, one in the net and one up top. Ryan Zamble coming in and getting his debut goal. Amazing stuff here at Snapdragon.
Dang. And if that was like the only thing we talked about and it was a 1-0 like win, I think that still would be like an incredible thing to talk about. But no, we got 5 of them, and it was a great time out there at Snapdragon. Sold out supporters section, and yeah, the place was rocking, like just exactly how you expect it to be for a home opener.
Well, let's dig into all of it, and we say thanks to everybody who is joining us. Obviously, we are coming into you a little less than 90 minutes after the final whistle at Snapdragon Stadium, but still, it's almost 11 o'clock on a Saturday night. For olds like me, already past our bedtime. For youngs like you, it's just the right time to start celebrating, and that's what we're here to do live together. For everyone who's here in the chat, please keep the comments going. We'll continue to integrate them into the program over the course of the next 45 minutes to hour before we sign off. And if you're here and watching us live, if you could do us the benefit, and it's such a small thing, of hitting the like button. If you like what you're seeing, if you enjoy having live SDFC independent content to chew upon after a match, please hit that like button. It's going to allow more fans to find us. It's also going to allow our show to be exposed to more folks who may not be aware that it exists. Also, you can hit subscribe so that you know every time SanDiego.Futbol goes live or puts up a new post. Heck, subscribe to us on Instagram while you're at it, at the Chromaniacs, where Terrible SDFC Memes chops up our shows and puts some great stuff together. Okay, that's enough of our asks. Let's dig into it. 5-0 SDFC over CF Montreal. They have to head back north of the border with nothing but a red card poked into the back of their duffel bags and a suspension to come for their next road match. So I'll open it up like this, guys. You've got the clean sheet for Farie in his SDFC MLS pro starting debut. You've got 5 different goal scorers. You've got Snapdragon Stadium, absolute electricity to restart to start up the sophomore campaign and restart MLS action in San Diego. Where would you like to begin? What is the thing that you are top lining for each of you? And I've got mine too, for this 5-0 win.
I think oh man, I think it's not even Zamble. I think it's finally we get to see Marcus and Bartson score at home. Like it finally happened. And I was also, I mean, being at the match and just kind of seeing the back and forth, like he was struggling with just handling the ball. He was just getting dispossessed, and then I was like, all right, write this guy off. I'm tired of seeing this guy. I was waiting for Mikey Vargas to just, give him the hook and sub him off, and he scored. I was like, okay, well, that's great. Garbage time goal, but I think it's necessary to kind of see it happen finally. We're finally seeing the real Marcus and Farts, and hopefully. And yeah, it was great. I think a lot of people celebrated. He definitely celebrated. He kind of kind of felt that one when it went in. So I think Marcus Fortson scores a goal at Snapdragon.
I mean,
Tony.
I mean, un golazo, and even if it was in garbage time, like that is a fantastic center forward type goal, right? It wasn't a tap in, it was a woodwork crossbar challenge in, and that was a great goal for him. But I mean, just the way that this defense played, and I will admit, hand to whomever this Duran Farie kid, that story, the storyline of the first ever signing for San Diego FC, coming into the season and stepping up, next man up, and having the performance that he did. And if you want to look at post red card, that's a whole different game. But before the red card, in the first half, he had some important saves. He came out bravely on a couple of corners, but he also came out bravely with a header outside of the box to clear at some point a dangerous chance. And that's what you get with a player like that. And I've had the privilege of knowing him and in his development, and forever he's just a steady hand, cold as ice. That moment is of some of many that we've seen in his past career. So that definitely stood out for me, and just congratulations to a local product, a local kid that got his chance where there wasn't an MLS team when he was growing up as a kid, and he referred to himself as back when I was a kid. I'm like, you're still a kid at the end of the day. But what a match, and what a way to honor his career by coming in a beautiful San Diego Loyal baseball jersey as well. Just incredible stuff from the kid.
Him showing up in the Loyal jersey, actually, it was like combo goosebumps / is there some dust in the room when I'm checking the post? I'm sure Andrew Vasiliadis felt the same way. I'm sure members of the locals and the Chavos and everybody and Rainbow Loyal FC, everybody, the Rainbow Locals, everybody felt a lot of commitment to this kid, because he's shown commitment to San Diego, and he showed a commitment to the through line of San Diego professional soccer by wearing that to his pro debut. I thought that was really, really, really cool. And thank you both for not taking Zamblé, because the answer's Zamblé. What are you talking about? We've got this 18-year-old kid who subs in and 4 minutes later scores his first MLS goal. And he doesn't just score it. It's an absolute banger. It's the kind of rip that you'd see in the EPL or La Liga or anywhere in beautiful, gigantic leagues around the country. And we'd heard about him. We had heard about the training. We had heard rumors and whispers. We talked about him on our last show in terms of, well, what could he be? Who's he going to take? Whose place is he going to take? How are they going to handle it? They didn't just handle it. They selected him for the game. They put him on the bench. They brought him into the game, and he scored. And this team won this game 5-0 with youth everywhere, with Farie in goal, with Dua as your lead center back, with Zamblé up top scoring late in the game, with Soma in the game and Vasquez in the game. Right to dream indeed. This organization is showing this sport and this league their blueprint, and the way they're doing it is by tattooing it on the backs of their opponents with emphatic victories. And for every doubt that you might have, for everything that happens in the offseason that makes you go, well, I don't know, and makes other people around the league doubt you, they come out here and they just smoke a fool 5-0. Like SDFC out like a steamroller to start this season.
And it's great to start off like that with a 5-0 win. It like, we understand Montreal's not a great team, and then they went down a man. We understand the circumstances, but still, you kind of put a stamp to it and said, like, hey, we're still going to be here. We're still going to be one of the best teams in the Western Conference, and that's how you do it, by defeating the teams you're supposed to defeat and make a statement out of it. Because hey, 5-0, that that's a statement.
No, it's incredible. Top down. Like, again, this is a picture perfect match for San Diego FC, that they really do different things that we've seen them do against Pumas, right? The first goal, a set piece goal. And that's something that we've seen some instances where, they do the Yepe runs to the first post off a corner. He flicks it for somebody in the second post to come back. But this was a designed run for Chris McVeigh to move into the box and be very tactical with the way his positioning to get that ball as close as you can to that post to make it impossible for the goalkeeper. So it's the layers that this team is starting to build, right? This is a team last year, you're like, okay, they want the ball on the ground, possession, classic soccer. But you start to add that dynamic layers into it. You have the physicality, you have the size, you have players that can move vertically and attack and get scoring from your defense. Something else that stood out for me, there was a goal from every single facet of this team.
Yes.
From defense to midfield to offense. Like, this was as complete as the game as it gets. We can once again consider that red card, but at the end of the day, we've seen San Diego FC go down. We've seen an opponent of San Diego FC go down a man, and San Diego FC not able to score. So then to continue that and just be relentless is something that, San Diego FC fans can definitely be happy about, let's see if it's going to be sustainable moving forward. But for right now, it's sweet.
Well, you brought it up, so let's get to it before we dig through the game from start to finish, which is a moment that could have been defining for the night above and beyond the scoreline, which was just a couple of minutes into the second half when Amal Pellegrino takes an absolutely punishing tackle to his ankle. And it's reviewed to a red card. And that's the story that you'll wind up seeing in the recap of the match. But at the moment, the question was, is Amal Pellegrino done for games, weeks, months? Did he just take a season-ending injury in the first half of the first game of MLS? Has the whole game plan of post-Chuki success just gone down in one nasty slide tackle from CF Montreal? And I'll tell you, at this exact moment, the soccer's match was wrapping up, and I was writing the recap, and I'm looking up and I'm seeing this, and I'm thinking how devastating this is. And then I look up 5 minutes later, and Pellegrino's running around the field. I'm like, wait, devastating ankle injury? How about he stayed in the match? He scored a goal in the first half, and he stayed in the match after that tackle. Of all the things that could have happened, losing Pellegrino in the first half, the 50th minute of the first game would have been an absolute devastator for this club. For him to jog out of it and finish his shift before he got subbed out, to me, that's got to be on the list of the best things that happened tonight.
Yeah, good vibes all around. That was a scary moment, especially when it's always scary when players start to wave like trainers on the field. Like they start to signal for a trainer, and he just scored a goal, and then all of a sudden, yeah, he's on the floor, reaching for something, and that's a scary moment. And yeah, for me, it's like, oh no, I had this guy getting 15 goal contributions. Like, where are they going to get that now for like that brief second? And then he's out there, he's playing again. And I think that speaks to a lot of Pellegrino. He wants to be here. He wants to play every day if he can. And that's, if we see that happen, that's another blow to San Diego FC. But it seems like no matter what, they're resilient. Like, they keep coming back. Like, in a different form, they'll figure it out and put somebody else in there, and they'll still figure out how to win games.
Well, I mean, he's one of the goal scorers of the night in 2 SDFC matches here at Snapdragon Stadium in 2026. They've scored 9 goals. 9 goals from 9 different goal scorers, going back to Pumas, Dua, Vasquez, Maiton, Bombino. This game, McVeigh, Pellegrino, Valacari, Invarsen, and Zamble. None of those players are named Honors Dreyer. None of those players are players that potentially were circled as this is the guy that we need to cover with 3 people. The fact is, this might be affecting opposing teams who want to cover Honors Dreyer and give that extra space. And we've talked about this. You open up, you give more attention to Dreyer on the right-hand side. SanDiego FC was overloading the right-hand side as well, almost as to get some pressure off of him. But then that leaves the left side completely open. And that means that they can go ahead and play with different looks and different ways in counterattacking. But the fact that, Honors Dreyer, your MVP candidate, hasn't netted a goal and you're +5 goals and top of the Western Conference Finals after 1 game, and he didn't get it on the scoreline, like that's a measure of success. And this is a measure of a team going in a direction that I was hoping it was going to go, as opposed to being so centric and dependent on one Honors Dreyer. That's not the case. They've been getting it done. I don't want to say without him, but he's been important out there as well, but he's not on the score sheet, and that's no problem at all for SDFC.
Well, Dreyer's not on the score sheet, but he has 2 assists. So he gets multiple goal contributions on the night. The first is a pinpoint corner pass, which you were talking about, the set play for Chris McVeigh. So, a great game from Dreyer, even if it's not a goal-scoring game. And, of course, he doesn't get a 3rd assist, which he would in the indoor game, for the second goal, where he shot it off the hands of the keeper, and the rebound comes on the angle to Pellegrino, and Pellegrino finishes it off. That's unassisted outdoors. In the indoor game, that would be an assisted goal. So, to me, Anders Dreyer was all over this game. The fact that teams are giving him attention, he is not an all-ego player. He's got his contract. He's got his spot on the national team. He's got his opportunity to play in the World Cup. He just needs to do the best that he can do. And if that is for him to score 6 goals all season long, but wind up with 18 assists, or 15, 16 assists on the year, that would be an incredible year for Anders Dreyer and for SanDiego FC for what it means for the attack. Because if Dreyer is the helping hand or the helping foot along the way, and there it is, shot, save, rebound, score, then SDFC's attack is dynamic and lots of people are scoring all season long.
Yeah, he was involved, and I think he pushes that attack forward. And that's kind of what you need in, somebody has to do it, and he does it very well. Yeah, I saw some long passes that didn't connect, but yeah, if they did connect, we'd be running up the score a lot more. It could have gone 6, 7, 8 potentially. But yeah, it's great to see Dreyer involved, because yeah, he sets the tone. He he's right there in the middle of it, like, each time. So I don't see that. Yeah, like, I don't see an issue as long as he keeps doing that. He's gonna give other people like Invartsen, like Pellegrino, and the guys behind him, Valacari, plenty of opportunities to keep scoring.
I mean, it's a complete performance, and that's the thing too. Like, they were relentless, and you go in 2-0, and you start to think, okay, maybe Montreal gets one back. They come back after the half, and they are a little bit more physical. I mean, mentioning the red card, obviously, but they look like to be playing a little bit more physical, and almost like the message at halftime was, "Hey guys, we're playing a little too cute. We're not pressing so close to the opposing players. SDFC is kind of getting away with everything they want. Let's go ahead and put a stop on it. Let's go ahead and put some elbow grease and put some physicality in it." Because again, some of them are still kids and very young players without a lot of experience, but they're able to still bounce back and do what needs to happen. And they didn't miss a step. SanDiego FC have not missed a step from where they were last season, and they've picked right back up, and they look crisp. They look as smooth as they've been. I mean, the only two changes from the Pumas match was Valakari getting the start, as well as Sargent on the left hand side. I believe no right hand
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sargent was
Left
left.
side.
Bombino was right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and that was actually the next place I was going to go. We just did 20 minutes on all the top line reactions from this match. Now you go back to the very beginning, the selection of the 11, and within that, Wilson Eisner had an injury listed as lower body. He was out. He was the player who had been picked as the fourth defender the first two times, but instead Sargent, who had been subbed in to each match against Pumas, he gets the call, Bombino, and he set up. Of course, we knew about Farie, and then Valakari gets his spot back as opposed to Pedro Soma. Valakari working his way back into fitness and health during the preseason. Soma got that opportunity. Soma gets into the game a little bit later on. But nonetheless, Valakari not only starts, but scores in this game and just reminds you of the actual depth of top and second line talent that San Diego FC has. Yeah, they don't have one DP on their roster that everyone is paying attention to, but look at all the other players that are on this team and how they work together as a unit. Godoy just doing Godoy things. Tverskov gets an assist on the fifth goal. He shows up on the score sheet at the end of the day. Valakari is on the score sheet. Ingvartsen, we talk about his goal. He got an assist in this game as well. So he has, I believe, only his second multi-point game as a member of Azuli Chrome. I remember the one in San Jose when he had an assist and he had a goal. And I think that's the only other one where he had more than 1 point in a game. So giant breakthrough on that level for San Diego FC. Vasquez had a chance late in the game. He continued to impress, in his third appearance this year. So, really, you just look up and down the pitch, and this was just A grades all the way around for San Diego FC.
Yeah, I think the only issue probably was Bombino on the right side. Just I don't know if it was just him not being so comfortable with it, but he just looked a little off. And yeah, I kind of and it was funny because someone actually messaged me, a listener of ours, saying like, "Oh, Sergeant left, Bombino right would make sense." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, let me see it." And after seeing it, I'm like, "Oh, I don't think I need to see this again." Hey, and just because I think there was like a little bit of a disconnect there, trying to get passes through, trying to push the ball forward, and it just not not the best Bobino performance, but it just looked a little out of place. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, if we have to, I'm not saying you're nitpicking, but we
Yeah.
had to nitpick, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, sure. Like that's something that he's not as comfortable. But at the end of the day, he's the part of the defense that, in front of a 19-year-old goalkeeper, got a clean sheet, and he himself being very young, and so I think, this is not what they're used to doing. Maybe again, that also wasn't conducive to Dreyer kind of having a lot more runs and a lot more looks or overlapping runs by Bombino on the right hand side because he was focusing on that defensive end. But I mean, it's just a testament to the layers that this team has and the layers that they've developed through their depth that they can go ahead and call up on anybody. I mean, I can put Amal Pellegrino on the right back if you need to at this point. I'm pretty sure he could figure it out. Every player is ready to step up at any given moment. And again, like that's just just unilateral praise for the effort. And really, I mean, it's almost it's clockwork when you ask Mikey Vadas, hey, what's this? Oh, well, the conviction, oh, well, the play style, the belief, and it's not cliche because it actually happens. That's the thing. It actually plays out the way that they say it they do, and they believe it. Next man up, and time again, at least for a season and point one of a MLS season, year 2, they've walked the walk. So I mean, it's incredible what's been happening here, and putting SDFC on first place, because if you looked up north, LAFC beat Messi 3-0. So you get yourself 5. It's not bad to start today.
LAFC a convincing win over Inter Miami. Vancouver wins tonight as well. Nashville wins. A lot of the favorites put up big wins today, and then SDFC puts up the biggest win of them all, and that's what gets you so excited. CF Montreal put up a fight for the first half. It was reasonably close. Farie's really only save of note coming early in the game at 0-0. And as the match went on, I mean, honestly, they didn't challenge very much. And then I think the other thing that really bears noting is that when it is 2-0 and you get a red card, SDFC did something that a lot of clubs, not just in MLS, but worldwide, would not do, which is play like it's the power play. Say, okay, it's power play, therefore we need to score. Let's keep scoring and scoring and scoring, because we have a man advantage and we can beat them and we can break them down and we can score. And they turned 2-0 into 5-0 on the power play. And again, doing a little indoor-outdoor hybrid here, in the discussion. But when it's 11-on-10, what a lot of teams do, if they don't even sub in another defender, which is what the team with 10 has to do, they usually have to take out a forward for a defender. You play it back, you play it cautiously, possession, maybe go for one more chance over the rest of the night. But all you really do is try and frustrate the other team and frustrate the fans. San Diego FC refuses to do that. They're just crazy. They're just this crazy ass hammerhead shark that just continues to sail through the ocean of global soccer. And they only know one direction, which is forward. And they only know one thing, which is smashing fools. And so they turn 2-0 into 5-0. And that doesn't just help goal differential. It helps belief. It helps excitement. It helps light up the career of Zamblé to start things off at the end of the match. I think it's really important. But more than anything, it's indicative of all the stuff Mike Ibarra says. A group that believes in the system, believes in the style of play, and continues to engage in that style of play when it's most advantageous.
Yeah, and everybody believes in this thing. It just seems like, coaches down to the players, everybody believes that we're gonna score and we're gonna keep scoring, and it doesn't matter what the tallies are. Just keep doing it and just staying on the front foot. And as a fan, like that's kind of what I want to see. I don't want to see, okay, we're up 2-0. All right, time to park the bus. Take sub in some center backs in. Let's just close this out, because it does get boring. Like I'm sitting there in the cold. I'm freezing. I don't want to watch that. We were excited. We want to get up from our seats and celebrate a couple more goals. Like why not? Because we're all having a good time. So it's cool to see that. It's different. It's a completely breath of fresh air. I just hope they continue to do it. It seems like they will. So it's an exciting part of this team that I really love.
And added layer two is, with a big win like this, you do have, plenty of time to get some of the players that may not, have thought they were going to get minutes today. And you really start to give them meaningful minutes up the top. You're talking about Alex Maitan, again, Vasquez coming in. We were talking about Zamblé as well. Verhoeven, Soma, they're getting meaningful minutes. They're coming in at minute 71. They're coming in at minute 60. That's still a good chunk of time to be able to maintain a clean sheet. And so I think that's also what's very impressive, is even when those players came in, the identity of San Diego FC didn't change whatsoever. They were still moving forward. I was seeing David Vasquez right here just do a pirouette, trying to, get the ball up in the air. And you can tell the players want it, because they're fighting for a starting spot. Like at this point, it's really something that's very clear. If you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, training it up and proving yourself on a game day basis, you're going to get your shot. And I think those players have a wonderful opportunity to have that 30 minutes plus of playing in the second half of match day one. I think everybody takes that.
And this is where Mr. Narrative Guy is going to go ahead and tie the two threads together and say that when you are an organization going from your first to your second year and going into your first playoff last year, and you make the definitive statement of taking your signature player, your Rady Shell, big reveal, right? The guy that's literally in the Apple TV MLS pre-roll for every single broadcast. And you put him on the sideline. And then you take him off the bench for late game work in the playoffs. And then after the season, you tell him, you're done. You're out of here. We're not going to play you anymore. We'd like to transfer you, and we'd like you to transfer. And then nothing happens over the course of the month that you have. And then you get to training camp and you can play it in one of many ways. And the way that they choose to play it is to come out on day one and say, no more Chuki. He's not going to play for this team. Holistically, he's not a fit. He's not a part of this system. All the stuff that comes out is all about he doesn't fit in this system. He doesn't want to play in the system. He's not bought into the system. He wants everyone to change for him. When you send that message, and then David Vasquez scores against Pumas, and then Zamblé comes off the bench and scores here tonight, not only are you telling the soccer world, we're fine, Chuki who, shut up in your face, we're moving on. You tell every 18-year-old and 19-year-old in the roster, and you tell every 11-year-old down in Singing Hills at the academy, we're going to give you a chance to play. If you're the best, you're going to start. I don't care if they're making $7 million. You're going to get the chance to start and play if you are better. How can you argue with the message and the result? SDFC, so far, you win every step of the argument.
And I think MLS is starting to catch on, and I think I saw Michael Bradley over at New York Red Bulls play like a couple 16, 17-year-olds today, and they're going to try to do, their own San Diego FC right to dream type of style. And I think, other people are going to try to mimic the same. If this keeps happening, if this succeeds and, you win trophies and win MLS Cup and so on, and you get players transferred, and to tens of millions of dollars, and more MLS teams are going to want to do the same.
It's the right way to go. And look, everything that's been said, again, trust the process. I mean, trust Mikey, trust Tyler so far, right? If you were watching and then you're paying attention to Chuki Lozano's social media, and he posted, hey guys,
I saw that.
Good luck this season. I love you guys. I love the fans. I can't wait to see my team succeed, essentially. I think I can put it up here. And, again, we're talking about a player that's not involved in the actual game, but is still very much a part of the payroll that potentially could help make this team better. But, I mean, hey, que esta temporada se juegue con orgullo, carácter y corazón. Hopefully this season gets played with pride, character, and heart. Éxito, chicos. Good luck, lads. Good luck, guys. Next one was, may this season be played with pride. Yeah, he did the same thing. But then, hey, putting himself in the supporter section with our good old friend AI. That's where he's at. That's where he's getting paid to be. That's what he's doing. He's at home watching the match. And, 5-0.
Imagine if he actually sneaks in one of these days and like in a hoodie or something and just kind of like shows up in the supporters section.
That'd be incredible.
He also a riot.
Yeah, he also put up another post where he was signing his jersey for a fan. It was like, this is for you, whoever it was. I'm sure it's a kid who deserved that jersey, and I'm sure it was a touching and poignant moment. There you go. you know, good for you, Chuki. You are literally now, Chuki TM, Chuki FC, trademark Chuki, just doing it, collecting money, getting paid to do absolutely nothing, not trying to be on a World Cup team, not trying to help any other team get better, just willing to enjoy San Diego. Come join the Sockers, Chuki. We'll take care of you, buddy. As long as SDFC is paying the bill, we'll take care of you, no problem.
And it's still a point of contention, like I said, because he's still part of the payroll. Earlier today, there was a Colina del Sol park event with San Diego FC, and you just saw him, Abe. He just said bye, but he was there, and he had the courage to ask Mr. Mansour point blank, "Hey, Chuki, what's up?" And he
What'd he
gave his
say?
answer. He said, "Hey, like it's the decision of the manager to go ahead and do that." And a follow up, you can go watch the video on SanDiego.Futbol. He just had enough and just said, "Wave him off." It just walked off.
Yeah,
it's just some of his money, man.
Yeah, he did. He did not look comfortable answering that question.
Well, it's his money that he's flushing down the toilet for Chuki to do social media posts. But I keep coming back to it. I'm sorry. But Brian Zamblé comes in and shows you right away the explosiveness, the 1v1 ability to take on a defender, the quick twitch, the way he got that shot off so fast in the box. And you can't help it but think, wait, give him a little more time. Give him a little more seasoning and training. Give him 15 minutes next time. Give him 30 minutes in a month. Give him the second half in 2 months. Bam! Are you kidding me?
You know what I love about this? Like, he cooks the defender and leaves him on the floor. Like,
on his
absolutely
knees.
Cooked him, roasted him, put him back in the oven. It's just incredible to see, like, that type of play making ability, like, at his age, like right now. And it's like, oh man, this could be an X factor, like down the road when we really need like a playmaker that has that type of ability, because I don't know anyone that on SDFC that has done that. Just like stop on a dime, turn, pivot, shoot the ball, and leave the defender on the ground. Like, that was incredible.
His name is Honest Dreyer, but he'll do it eventually.
Yeah.
he'll do it eventually, but
once in a while, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's if anything, if Amal Pellegrino is a starter, that means that Chuki Lozano was the backup. Your backup just did that. Your backup, the place where he would have been, just did that. So again, you're going down that tier list if you were even considered outside of your character and behavior in the locker room. I don't know if you get the job for second runner-up to Pellegrino.
It's an identity establishing moment for the club, the program, and the academy. To have a kid come up like that, having come through the system the way he did, and then step out on the floor and immediately show you the type of talent that allows you to forget about other players, allows you to dream on him and to imagine what the future might be, where he is the focus of the attack, where he is one of the most dominant players in the league, where Anders Dreyer is a veteran facilitator in years 3 and 4 of his contract and his extension, because the talent around him grows, where Ingvartsen is just the holding piece for the next guy to come, and to build through. But Ingvartsen winds up being a bridge, instead that's solid instead of the rickety one that he was last year, because all of this youth is still there. Vasquez and Soma are still there. Everyone is still there. Valakari is not like, an ancient man wandering around out there. This is a club that's got veterans contributing, prime career players contributing, and now they've got this youth wave that from everything we're hearing, guys, that's what this team wants to be. They want to be better and younger every single step of the way, and it's just delicious to think about.
Oh man, yeah, and that's been the whole system all along. You want the young players to keep moving up. They're gonna get their minutes, and yeah, and you just hope they produce at a very high level. So I mean, I'm all for it. Um, I just hope that I understand that this is the system. Like the younger players are priority and and all that, but when we need a designated player down the road, like maybe 6 months from now, I hope they still consider like bringing those type of players in internationally, um, because you are going to need one. Uh, that's going to make the difference between um, finishing fourth or going all the way, getting a supporter shield and winning MLS Cup.
I mean, that's true. And so the comment right here, we still haven't even seen Bryce Duke. Bryce Duke, a player who has again that potential, another young player in the midfield who can contribute. And I think it's only a matter of time where you have the consistency of last year. You have what it seems like the same team that you had, and with much better understanding of positioning and then again, that's how you start playing. When you're comfortable 100% with the style and your position with this play style, that's when you can start adding your own personal flair. That's when you can start adding different moves and different looks that your team telepathically starts to understand. You understand because you see it in training. You know that, hey, if Honors is going to move this way, this means I have to position myself in a certain way to make sure I screen him, or he's going to do some marvel trick and I'm just here as a distraction. And it's these added layers to the play style once again that's coming through, and it's impressive. It's year 2, game 1 MLS. It's honestly incredible what they've been able to do.
Any negatives for the evening, guys? Were the lamb chops undercooked or overcooked, Tony? You would probably know the poke nachos. Were there any problems in the purple lot? Did anything happen? Anyone swing a belt? Was there anything wrong with this night? It seems like it's a perfect night.
You have something, Alex?
I mean,
the king of the nitpicks. Come on, let's go. You're going to find out, Tony. You'll find out before too long.
No,
Alex will always have a nit to pick.
well, nothing on the field. I think everything was good. I think so. Yeah, so far it's been a perfect night. Yeah, especially when you win 5-0. Yeah, there's not really much to complain about. Like I said, supporter section was sold out.
Yeah.
Everything else around it wasn't. So that's
thank you,
probably
Jeffrey.
the only thing.
Yeah. Somebody ran into one another on the way to the parking lot post game. Okay, what do you know?
Yeah.
Beer has that effect on people every once in a while.
Who's goal you like better? Pellegrino. No, and Varsity was better. No, Pellegrino. And then, it's just...
Exactly. Tastes great, less filling. It's the classic argument. Yeah. People throwing micheladas again? Well, that's how the community kits are created.
Exactly.
You start with white kits, you throw micheladas. Next thing you know, you have community kits.
2026.
It's a story, as we've posted on social media as well. Just kind of to point out that during the national anthem, there were a significant contingency in the supporter group during the national anthem. Just kind of because of the protests against ICE did give their back. So, if you want to go ahead and read brain rot comments and just people talking to each other and bots talking to each other, go look at those comments. But that is something that happened here. But neither negative nor positive. It was part of the tapestry of tonight's story. And even I can nitpick too, but no, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Pellegrino mentioned that the field was pristine. Nice. Unprompted. Just, hey, congratulations to the field crew who made sure that this playing surface was spectacular.
By the way, also, college football season doesn't start until September.
Oh,
So
yeah.
maybe just, might have something to do with the fact that this is a brand new pitch, and that was game one on that brand new pitch. Well, we did tell everyone back to our first post game show at CONCACAF Champions Cup that was a possibility in terms of what might happen in the supporter section, and they didn't play the national anthem that night. They played the CONCACAF anthem. So I don't know if that's going to be every match or if that was something that was kind of building up to take place in match one, but that's a thing that happened. People leaving early. I mean, 4-0 and 5-0 have a way of doing that on folks. If you have previously experienced getting out of the parking lot at Snapdragon Stadium or getting onto the trolley at Snapdragon Stadium. So even that, I can't really crush the San Diego fans for. If it was 1-0 or 2-0 and everyone was leaving early, that would be, or 2-1, etc. That would be a different story. Let's get to post-match sound and start things off with the guy who couldn't even finish second in Coach of the Year. Gosh, there was like a mile of space between himself and second place. Never first place. Joe Dreams couldn't even imagine it. Mikey Varas, bronze medal, but gold in our heart. What do you got to say, Mikey?
You get one question in English? We can bring the mic right up here.
Congratulations, Mikey, on the first victory in MLS. And could you just go ahead and give us just your thoughts on how well your team prepared themselves and how well they executed in all three facets, getting a goal from all three facets, and also the debuts of two very young players as well?
Yeah, let's start with that because we always talk about having a big squad mentality, trusting the next guy up, and that's what we did with Duran, and I think he just played a phenomenal game. So brave on the ball, and really proud of him. Shut out, 19 years old, amazing. And then Brian getting in the game and scoring a goal. I think that would be really important for his confidence, but also I think it's so important to show what we've said in the past, that we're a big club, because it's not just San Diego, it's the entire Right to Dream community. Him starting, being scouted in, Ivory Coast, going through the academy in Ghana, then into IA, now to us. And future's bright for him, and he's really happy. We're happy for him. And then the team, I think we did a great job of solving the puzzle, what can be a very frustrating puzzle of man marking, and because it feels like it's not working a lot because it's so aggressive, but we just stayed committed to the plan and in terms of how we could create space so that we can then attack it. And then I think we did a good job getting a set piece goal, which is something that we focus on this year, is how can we use the set pieces to unlock games. And overall, just really happy for the group. At the same time, this is just one step in a very long journey that we're going to have this year.
And could you talk a little bit about Marcus Varson getting his goal and the way that he worked now to finally get his here at home?
Yeah, he's had a long journey to this moment with a lot of setbacks last year. So I'm just happy for the person because he takes everything he does so seriously. He works really hard, and to see him have setback after setback, but be able to come back and get the goal, I think was really important.
Great stuff from Mikey Varas. Once again, restating, just like we talked about in the first half hour of the show, the themes of this organization and how this match completely let those themes play out. Overall, just an amazing, amazing evening. You couldn't have written it up any better.
Yeah. Someone, all the stars aligned for this, just put up every cliche for this moment because it was a great night, especially to kick off a season in 2026, and that's it's a good way to do it. And I was actually watching the St. Louis match earlier today, and that's going to be a tougher challenge. As I saw, I'm like, oh, this is a brand new team, so it's good to celebrate these now because I think next week is going to be a lot more challenging.
And that's how they're going to face it. And Mikey Vadas will come up with that plan. It's good that he's mentioned that he's trying to unlock teams with set pieces, like we had mentioned. But just he seems just through the roof for the performance of his kiddos, his team, and even his veterans, the ones that are stepping up within Varson. Right, hadn't seen him do that in a while. And again, to get a goal like that was a really good goal. I think that was the best goal of the night. Maybe Zamble's too, just destroying somebody. But I think that's a emphatic goal, what he scored.
Oh, it was gorgeous. Let's move on to the young man who has a clean sheet now on his all-time resume, Duran Farie. Gets the start, gets the dub.
Please raise your hand and we'll bring the mic. We'll start here in the front.
Congratulations, Duran. Could you just take us as San Diego FC's first signing, everything that the city's meant to you as a local, and your journey up until today, and what does it mean to you to get a clean sheet on your first MLS start?
Yeah, it's very special. It's a full circle moment for me. I started my career in San Diego 3 years ago, San Diego.Futbol, and being able to make steps throughout my career and make my official start with MLS is really special. I could thank my teammates, coaches, my family, and of course, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
And in that closing the first half, you had a chance where you just came out bravely with the head. And, we've seen you on the heat map throughout your career be in those moments. Could you take me through that a moment, then just the match itself and those important saves that you had?
Yeah, for me, we practice those moments every day in training. Yeah, it takes time. It takes perfection. So when I saw this opportunity, I knew what to do, and it worked out well. So.
Very professional from Duran Farie, thanking everybody and not forgetting Lord and Savior to wrap things up. Very much appreciated that. But hey, again, this team has CJ Dos Santos as their first choice keeper last year. CJ starts most of the season. He winds up taking an injury at the end of the year. Pablo Cisniega steps in. He's able to guide this team through the playoffs, getting all the way to the conference final. He takes a red card in the second half of the conference final, playing desperately to try and help the team, stave off things in the most desperate way he could. So as a result, he can't start today. CJ is still in return to play protocol. He's not available to start the match. Farie steps up and shows you that if Farie had to play all the time, San Diego FC would be okay.
Yeah,
they would be fine.
He would be. He would be great. And something that Tony mentioned earlier, that Montreal wasn't really pressing at times, and I think Farie kind of he noticed that, and just this kid, very cerebral, very smart kid, and he just kind of holds the ball. He's kind of edging them on, no, you guys got to come to me, and then he makes his pass, and I didn't expect him to feel so comfortable the way he was with his feet and just playing out the back, and he was completely comfortable. Even with the pressure on, I think Prince Owusu, he was also trying to charge him a little bit, and no, he just all right, pass to McVeigh, just get the ball out. He knew exactly what to do, and it's oh man, that's really impressive, and especially for a young kid making his first MLS start.
Well, welcome to what it's been like to cover and follow the career of Duran Farie. It's a lot of those moments, and I'm a cynic when it comes to the sport. I've seen a lot, and there's not a lot that kind of gets to me anymore. But I think just seeing the story, the full circle moment of Duran Farie, even as we started the questioning, we kind of give each other a look of hey, we know each other. We've done this in different iterations. But to just know his story and to see him, that he's growing up right in front of your eyes, this is somebody who's trained his ass off, who was shipped off to Denmark and to learn the Right to Dream style, to be as comfortable. Mike Givadas in the post-match said that his control of the ball, the way he commands the ball at his feet, is his superpower. And you can see that and his development. That's always been something that he's had a strong point in through San Diego Loyal, through Orange County's loan. That's the school of Coque Vegas and San Diego Loyal, and the fact that, this is a kid that is San Diego FC's first ever signing, a local product, and he still has the wherewithal to respect where he came from and what put him in that position. It's just fantastic, and like, again, I almost get emotional just seeing his journey, man, and how he's really stepped up to that moment. It's been incredible to just witness.
All right, we got one more piece of sound for you. A veteran that can be a storyteller in a circumstance like this, Anibal Godoy, who doesn't feature on the score sheet prominently, but he's going to feature in the post-match commentary. And let's hear from Anibal Godoy.
Spanish, or we can start here with him.
Congratulations on the victory, Anibal.
Thank you.
Could you take me through this match that ended up being very favorable on the offensive side, and what was it like in that midfield in order to transition to play throughout the match?
Yeah, I think it's a difficult game, more like in the first 15 minutes, because they come to press 1 against 1. But I think we are training all the weeks, play against the press. I think we're doing really well. We have the patience, we have the composure with the ball, and we're talking about it's only one play. If we do the one play right, I think the game is open, and this is what we're doing.
And then how does the squad feel coming into this match, the first match day of MLS, but having CONCACAF Champions League?
Yeah, I think really good, because we have a really good rest, 1 week rest, after we play against Pumas. I think the team training really well, and everybody have a really good focus, for this first game. I think the more important thing is the fans. I think they create a really good, environment here. I think they put a lot of pressure inside the field. I think we're using them also. I think they are a big part of the success of the San Diego team.
Well, isn't that great for every single member of Frontera SD to hear how important and meaningful their contribution is to the success of this club? And, kudos to Big J and everybody on the way down that has helped to cultivate that atmosphere at Snapdragon Stadium. Great stuff all the way around from a very happy team after a dominant win that really doesn't need a lot of explanation. 5-0. Everything came out roses for San Diego FC tonight. Now, the next opportunity is next Sunday. St. Louis City is going to be coming into town. I believe they drew in that match, Alex, but you watched them today. Of course, they came and spoiled the all-time opener last year with a 0-0 draw that left all the casuals watching. Let's change the rules. Just like, get out of here. Now everyone knows what's what, a year and change down the road. But do you expect City to come in and try and gum the works, or you expect a much tougher match?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a much different team than what we saw last year, especially for that home opener. They played Charlotte pretty well, and they had most of the possession, which is actually very surprising for this team that never wanted the ball in that first matchup at home last year. So yeah, they were coming out, they were pressing, they were attacking. They had 22 shots, 22 shots today against Charlotte. So completely different team and new personnel. Last season they had Klaus. Klaus is gone. He's now with the Galaxy. So we're gonna see some new faces, new system, new manager. Everything is gonna be new about this team. And yeah, we could talk about that more on this week's Chromaniacs and preview the St. Louis.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be another test, right, to see how you're going to face a team that's going to be completely different from what you saw today. Montreal tried to be aggressive. They tried to take it and try to play that one-on-one style, and really it didn't end up working because they extended a little bit too much, opened up too many spaces where San Diego FC was able to just play right through them and defended really well. So if this St. Louis team is going to come in with now trying to keep the ball, guess what? There's only one ball. So we'll see how that possession battle is really going to be won. But at the end of the day, like if San Diego keeps on this mentality, I think there's nothing that really can stop them from having a competitive match and mostly coming out victorious on the other end if it continues this way.
Well, for San Diego FC, A's all around. For CF Montreal, C's and F's. 5-0, the final score here tonight. That's going to bring an end to this episode of the Chromaniacs post-game show. I love the fact that it's almost midnight and we've got over 80 people watching right now at 11:49 p.m. Before you leave, if you can hit that like button, if you haven't, I know just based on math that some of you haven't hit that like button yet. So if you could do that as a little thank you on the way out the door for the content that we have provided for you over the course of the last hour, we say thank you very much. For anybody listening to this on the audio podcast platforms, if you can offer us a 5-star rating, a kind written review as well, it's just going to help more San Diego FC fans and MLS fans find us. Our goal is to be and continue to be the #1 independent San Diego FC podcast that grows the community and becomes an integral part of your match day experience and your in-week supporting experience as well. Hopefully we've provided that for you here a little bit tonight. If we have, and you can give us that like and that rating, we say thank you very much. Tony, SanDiego.Futbol will be back with 2 balls and a mic on Monday. What else in store for all the viewers?
Well, we're going to go ahead and hopefully, I'm trying, hopefully get Dreyer and Farie for that 2 balls and a mic and just get that relationship working. But we are 8 subscribers away from 2,000 on YouTube. So if you can, subscribe, get us to 2,000. That's a really cool, awesome round number. Chiva and I, my co-host, we founded this. We made sure we started this 317 episodes in a week. Here's a GoFundMe to help us get to the World Cup. We're trying to go ahead and cover and bring the entire city of San Diego into the World Cup with us. Check us out. GoFundMe's right here. Where did it go? Boom, boom. Ahí está. Nice colors. I got stickers of those, actually handed them out. It's great to see people here at Snapdragon Stadium once again for soccer. Alex.
Yeah, and I hope to promote SanDiego.Futbol, get to 2,000. Yeah, that's a great number. And for me, just chromaticfc.com. I'll have a recap of this match on this episode, post it, put it all together, and it'll be delivered to you in a newsletter. So just go to chromaticfc.com to subscribe. How about you, Craig?
I'm just trying to figure out how to click subscribe on SanDiego.Futbol. I already did. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I've been there forever. What do you mean? No, just a reminder that we'll be back Thursday night with another episode of this show. You can follow us on Instagram at the Chromaniacs. Follow Terrible SDFC Memes. Follow my personal account, 619 Sports and Life, if you want some other stuff as well. And of course, we'll be back with a new episode of Padres Hot Tub coming up at the start of the week, which you can join our Patreon community at patreon.com/Padres Hot Tub. Tomorrow's a beautiful Sunday, and I can't wait to wake up with 3 points and 5 goals in the back pocket. For Tony Sanchez and Alex Pena, I'm Craig Elston. Thanks for being here from start to finish, and vamos, SDFC.